Hi, everyone. It's Nay here from Laylo's Thrift Talk. It's just me today. Lola is not feeling well, unfortunately. I am also dealing with a headache, so bear with me. And I'm going to be going back and forth between the banners and the tabs and whatnot. So if I'm a little slow, please forgive me today. So we are a weekly YouTube show all about thrifting and reselling. And if you haven't caught our past episodes, please subscribe to our channel, Naylo's Thrift Talk. And today we're going to be talking about 10 2021 holiday trends. So these are, some of them are specific trends, like as far as fashion and home decor trends. Some of them are more shopping trends, like what's happening in the reselling community and shopping in general. So I'll go through those, and hopefully you guys will find some useful information. So first of all, what am I wearing today? So again, I'm not feeling great today. I actually had to go back to bed because I had a pretty much migraine, but I took some meds and it's just a normal headache now. So that's a good thing. But I am wearing I wore a couple weeks ago, I wore a breast cancer. It's a breast cancer Under Armour hoodie. And I love it so much, and it's fuzzy on the inside, that I got another one on eBay. Was secondhand. I actually bought it last year, so I've had it for a while, or the year before, I guess, because it didn't fit me last year, but now it fits me. Anyway, I got it on eBay secondhand. I think I paid like $10 for it. It's super comfy, and I like it because, oh, you know what? Let me put myself up on the big screen here. Sorry. Okay, there we go. So it's super comfy. It's got pockets, it's fuzzy, and it's perfect for kind of a lounging around the house and working. And I have a headache day like this. The hood part is kind of cool too, because it's got like camo on the inside. So, and I think I paid $10 for it on eBay. So a couple years ago. So, our next segment is our thrifted home decor items of the week. So today, since I thought it would be appropriate, since it's all about holiday home decor, to have a holiday item. So I think I might have shown this on the show before, but it is something that I thrifted. And I don't think it's probably like just something from Target originally. It's not like handmade, I can tell, but it is a holiday item. So it is a Christmas tree skirt. Super cute. So I got this, probably 5 or 6 years ago. And I think I paid like $5 for it. So, and it was in really good condition. So always look for holiday decor items year round too. So I know I didn't get that around Christmas time. I think I probably got that in the middle of the summer. So always look for those items year round. In fact, a lot of the thrift stores will raise the prices. Some of them, not all of them, will raise the prices on holiday, Hanukkah, Christmas, even Thanksgiving, New Year's related items around the holidays. And they'll usually put it together like in a kind of like a boutique area. So your best bet is to look for them year round, because that's where you get the best deals, and at garage sales and whatnot too. And our next segment. Okay, so this item that I have this is actually my item that I sold. So this is, and I did talk about this on the show. So these are 10 blank cassette tapes. Here's why it's a holy, I had sat on these for probably 2 years. I had analysis paralysis. I was afraid. I didn't know what to list them at. I had gotten some advice, and I think Brian, I think you had said it too, and Jason had said, throw them up for like $99.99. So I did that, but I waited quite a while to put them up. And the same morning that I listed them, I got an offer for $70. So I actually reached out to Jason, and I said, do you think I should take the 70? And he was like, hell yes, because he actually messaged me back with I hadn't looked up comps again on these because I just figured, oh, I'll just put them up high. But apparently, like 8 of them sold for, and I think this person probably underpriced them, but we know what happens when people underprice. It kind of brings the market down. So about 8 of them sold for like $20. So I did really good with these. So I took the offer and ran, and they got shipped out, and hopefully the buyer's happy. So, and next week, our show is going to be same time, Friday, 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. It's going to be 10 reseller tips for great customer service. So I actually just had something happen to me on Poshmark that I want to talk about next week, that I handled it with the buyer, but I also wanted to talk about my experience with Poshmark. And it's different. It's crazy because my experience with Poshmark was a completely different experience than it would have been on eBay. So it also differs between platforms, and we'll talk about a little bit about that next week, and I will share that example. So yeah, I know, Brian. So I agree with that. So I think that my box definitely helped, and that was, and I was happy. That's $70. I was really happy with that. Plus shipping. But I agree with that. I had the original box, so I think that definitely raised the value of mine a bit. So hello. I think that's we have Lori in the chat. Hi, Lori. Thank you. Yeah, it's just one of those days. Lola told me actually last night that she wasn't feeling well, so I didn't want to cancel it last minute, and then I woke up with a headache this morning. So just one of those days. But I'm just kind of pressing along anyway. So all right. So today, so Heather says that she got she went to an estate sale, got Halloween paper goods for, oh, that's cool. Oh, I'm going to come to your party then. I hope you have a great party. That sounds like so much fun to do a Halloween cocktail party. It's a nice idea. All right. So let's get into this. So our first one is, so online shopping will dominate over in-store shopping this year, and specifically mobile shopping will dominate. So that's not a big surprise considering that we've had the pandemic. A lot more people are home. A lot more people are working from home. Not everyone is comfortable going back to resale stores. And we also have a little bit of an advantage this year because if you remember, I'm sure you've seen in the news, a lot of the new goods are stuck on ships, and things aren't, in the stores as much. So we have an advantage as second-hand sellers. So, and also if you're selling new goods, of course, so make sure your listings are maximized for mobile and they're mobile friendly. And so here is, let me see. So this shows, and I'll put all of these links in the description later. So this shows the trends for the holiday season. So last year it was crazy because of COVID. This year it's recovering, but now there's supply chain issues. So these are some of the trends that it says, shoppers are going to be out earlier. This is saying that they're split 50-50. I read another article that says that it's going to be mostly online this year. So, and they're actually saying that spending is up, which is really surprising. But I guess, people are tired of being shut in from COVID, and, they're ready to get out there and shop. So, oops. Yeah. And then they're also saying that this year is going to be a lot different, especially for clothes. And I think one difference too is people are going to be buying on the secondhand market because there's not as much available in stores too. So I'll put that in there too. And then this also talks about online shopping is going to happen more because of convenience, and holiday shopping will start sooner. And this talks about how the mobile is going to dominate the online retail sales. So, and let me go back to I can't see the chat right now. So let me go back to Okay. Yeah, shelves in stores are empty. Exactly. So, okay. And that's great, Heather, that your sales seem to be going up. That's fantastic. All right. So, the Fashionista article that I just showed, so that goes over Adobe's trend report for online holiday shopping. So they point out that online shopping jumped by 1/3 because of the pandemic, which is huge. And another e-commerce feature gaining steam is buy now and pay later services like Afterpay and Klarna, which I have never even heard of. So that's something new. That might be a new wave of the future. According to a survey Adobe conducted, shoppers plan to use this for clothes more than any other category. So this could mean an uptick in sales for higher priced clothing items for us. So if you sell higher end or higher priced clothing items, that might be a good thing. And according to the Retail Me Not survey, which was the first one that I showed, consumers plan to split their holiday shopping about 50-50 between in-store and online shopping. So that one says something a little bit different, but even if it's 50-50, it's still, that's still quite a bit. So interesting. And then the next one, which I kind of already talked about, is that holiday shopping will start earlier this year. So I had showed that in the one article. So this means that it has already started. So if you aren't already selling and prep for holiday, then you need to get on it now. I mean, it's happening now. So, and as a heads up, start earlier next year too. So, and list, just keep listing. I mean, I really believe that listing helps the algorithm on all platforms. So, you know, you should just be listing like crazy now, and hopefully that will get your sales. You know, it'll get you more sales. So, and according to that Retail Me Not survey, the majority of shoppers are already doing their holiday shopping. And above all else, consumers want free shipping for the holidays. I don't necessarily offer, I was offering free shipping for a long time on eBay. I don't offer it on everything anymore, but it's a good reason to examine your shipping costs, you know, go through your listings and see if you're selling on eBay, on platforms like Poshmark or Mercari. It's great because it's already like a standard shipping fee so it's much easier on those platforms. But if you're selling on eBay, go through your shipping costs and see if, you know, maybe you can reduce some of your shipping costs, maybe get an edge over some of the other sellers, or try some free shipping on some of the items, maybe some of your not very heavy items. So that's a good point, Nellie. So all your shipping is priority. That's a good point. And if you're not offering a priority or a rush service, I've done it in the past too for the holidays, where as a secondary off service, especially on some of the maybe hotter commodity goods, offer express or, you know, a faster shipping as a secondary. So, oh, I didn't know that, Brian, that Mercari lets you make up to 4 payment. Wow, that's interesting. Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely showing everywhere. I was in Target just the other day and I noticed too, like, you know, there's things that are, especially like in the toys and some of the home goods and all, there's a lot of items that are missing. So yeah. Heather says she's sold Christmas cross stitch. Yeah, that's a good one too. So those craft items. Okay, so the next one is, and again, I have to go back between the chat and my banners here because I'm doing this solo today. So bear with me. Okay, there are clear-cut trending hot toy lists this year. So pay attention to toy trends. So this is kind of again a more general one, but just know that. Sorry, I have to click on okay. So here, let me show you this. All right, so this tells you this article is great. This is an article from today, and it talks about some of the top toys and gifts. So you might not find all of these. You might find some of them in the thrift store, or you know, you might be out and they might have restocked, and you can do some retail arbitrage, and you can find some of these. But these seem to be some of the hot toys. So they talk about this gravity maze. They talk about a lot of Melissa and Doug toys, Lego classic blocks. Those, if you find those. And those are also things, some of these, like the Lego classics, they've been around a long time. That's not a new toy this season. You might be able to find those at a thrift store. So you might have an edge on someone else, or at a garage sale. Even if you find a pre-owned one, that's fine, because I'm sure someone's going to still buy it. and Melissa and Doug toys. So see if you can find any of these, even if some of the brands, again, secondhand may do well, but especially since supplies on the new toys are low this year. So we as resellers definitely have an advantage. So this talks about some of the, I don't know, this LOL surprise, Diva doll, some of the things here. There's a Melissa and Doug set. I love Melissa and Doug toys, by the way. They're good quality wood, a lot of them. My kids, I still have some of my kids' toys from when they were little, and they've lasted for a long time. So these are just some of the, so you can go through this article and see, and if there's any of these items that you can find. And there's lists like this all over the internet. They're not hard to find. So definitely my advice is to pay attention to the trending toys this year. You know, you should pay attention all year round, but especially now, because they are going to be harder to find. So people are going to be turning to resellers and, sources like eBay and Etsy and Mercari and whatnot. So yeah. Wow, that's good. And yeah. And Lego sells all year round, and you can lot them together, and it really doesn't matter if they're used too. So well, that's good. Okay. Oh, Amazon sent out their toy catalog this week. Okay, I didn't know that. So that's good to know. So pay attention to that too, I would say. Yeah. All right. So the next one is both Playful Colors and creamy neutral colors are popular holiday decor colors. So Etsy calls expanded color palette a cross-category trend. So we're talking about bright pops of pastels as well as creams, beiges, and neutrals. And look for holiday decor items in those colors. And, they can be easily found at a thrift store. So I'll show some examples here. All right. So this is what I'm talking about by the Playful Colors. So you see like kind of, pops of pastel colors. There's some bright colors. So some really colorful decor. So if you see items in any of these colors, then and then here's, what they're talking about, the soft and creamy shades. So you're talking about neutrals, ivory, beige, gold. So and Etsy is, there we go. Okay, so this is an article from Etsy that talks about trends. I think they talked about some of the colors in here as well. So you can see some of the neutral colors there. So I would go through this article as well. It talks about other trends also. So, and again, I will put those all in the chat. So, all right. So the next one is, yeah, but if you find beige items and neutral items, and and you can, and also I'm seeing like there's a mix and match too with the neutrals and the brighter colors. So, all right. So the next one is huge statement earrings. So these are great for, this is an article all about statement earrings, and they're talking about it for New Year's, but for all the holidays, I think this is going to be a big trend. So they're great for holiday parties. The trend started with Zoom meetings. They're saying, I read that the trend started with Zoom meetings because earrings are something that you can dress up with without having to worry about the whole outfit. So basically you just see the upper part of your torso and your head. So that's something that, you can be on a Zoom call and it can really dress things up. So a lot of people are working from home now. So they were talking about how that was kind of how the trend began. And so look for statement earrings while you're outsourcing. You can find them everywhere, at estate sales, at thrift stores, So we're talking about big statement earrings. And this talks about specifically some of the styles and some of the earrings that are, you're not going to find these exact ones, but you never know what you're going to find in the jewelry jars and whatnot. So look for those huge statement earrings this year. And Angelique says they make her ears hurt. Yeah. Some of them are really heavy. I've had that issue too, like where I've gotten them and it feels like you're wearing balls of lead on your ear or something. But some of them are more lighter weight too. So, yeah, I agree with that, Nelly. Christmas brooches are always huge too. Yeah, definitely. Oh, that's good. Yeah, and 80s is something that's definitely big now with the Gen Z generation, 80s, Y2K and all, but 80s is always back in, like the 80s earrings. And so that's something that you can try selling on Depop as well. Some of the vintage larger earrings. Yes, Brian. I think a lot of us haven't actually. So, all right. So the next one is voluminous knits. So we're talking about cowl neck sweaters, blanket scarves, capes, hoods, and turtlenecks. So this is from Etsy. So they say creative, cozy shapes and materials play around with comforting textures and extreme volume that shoppers can cocoon themselves in. People will look into innovative knits, layers, and blanket dressing to keep warm. Explore creative capes, hoods, lofty collars, oversized scarves, cowl, and turtlenecks that pair practically with edge. So there's actually a 55% increase in searches for Etsy on knit hoods October through December. So that's interesting. And I think this article had talked about it. I don't know. It found an article somewhere that maybe this is it. Well, I thought I had some examples, but basically we're talking about like chunky knits. And if you don't know what a cowl neck is, it's like a very drapey neck. So look for those type of pieces. And I can't find the specific article right now that had it. I'm not sure where it was in the article, but all right. Okay. I think infinity scarves are always in style, and especially like the more chunky blankety ones. So blanket scarf is basically just, it looks like a section of a blanket. It's chunky, it's bulky, and you wear it around your neck. So, all right. So the next one is Grand Millennial style. So what is Grand Millennium style? So it overlaps quite a bit with cottagecore. It's vintage decor that's intentionally a bit dated, kitschy, less minimalist, and more maximalist. So there's lots of florals, textiles, handmade objects like needlepoint. So I think it was Heather who just mentioned needlepoint. That falls right in there. So, and so a vintage decor that has been popular in years past will appeal to this aesthetic as well. So see our Christmas episode with Ginny. So go back to that to refer to that. And also here I do have an article about the Grand Millennial style, if I can figure out which one it is here. Okay. Well, I think this might be it. All right, I'm trying to find the article. Everything's coming up really slow on my screen right now. Yeah, so granny style, yes. Lola probably, let's see. Lola probably could knit some of those scarves, absolutely. Trying to find the article specifically about, here it is. Okay. So here we go. Okay. So here is the official Grand Millennial gift guide. So you get the idea there. It's classic. It's vintage. It's a little bit kitschy. The florals that you see with cottage decor, plaids and florals and whatnot. So I would definitely look into this. Here's the gallery here, so you can get some ideas of the photos. All right, so let me zoom in on this a little. There you go. So you can see it's kind of very mix and match, very eclectic. Yeah. Kind of. So these items all have that kind of feel to them. That's like a perfect example. Needlepoint stocking there. And those are all items that you can easily find at the thrift store. Yeah, so these are all items that are, you know, a lot of these, even if you don't find them new, you know, some of these are retro and not which means like made to look vintage, but new. But if you find true vintage items, you know, they're going to be right in there. And even, you know, house shoe there. So it falls into fashion. You can see that this is a good example of something. And this is very cottagecore, very 80s as well. So that's extremely cottagecore with the small floral print and, you know, very Laura Ashley kind of looking. Yeah, so you can get the idea of what to look for. Country is another word that comes to mind. There is a needlepoint kit there. So yeah, so these are definitely, they talk about headbands, baskets. And these are actually statement earrings. I would call those statement earrings. They're pretty bold and huge. That kind of traverses both two of these categories here. So yeah, so all ideas of, you know, what the look is. So that's Grand Millennial. So you can go through that too. I won't go through all 55 photos there, but you can go through that and see and get a better idea. I will put all of these links in the chat or in the description when I get a chance later. Probably not until sometime tonight, but they'll be in there. And then the next one is 8. Okay, unplugging. So we're talking about crafts, baking, board games, and other low-key hobbies that can bring people together. So we live in a digital age, and so we're talking about items that things that you can do when you put your phone down, when you're not watching TV or playing your video games, as in the case with my kids. So yeah. Hi, Tina. Thanks for joining us. Is there a keyword for the bold style earrings? I would say statement earrings would be statement, oversized. Those are probably good keywords. And yeah, Angelique, I'm trying to get through this with it. It is kind of coming back again. It was kind of a migraine this morning, but now it's just a headache. But I took more Excedrin than I can take at this point, so just have to bear with. All right, so Architectural Digest. I had seen. Let's see. All right, so many people who didn't gather for the holidays last year will be reuniting this year. So let me get this article up. That's Etsy holiday trends. Okay. So they will be reuniting this year, and then trends and gifts will be a less about things and more about experiences. So this could also include travel gear like suitcases and luggage tags, and also activities that bring multiple generations of family together like puzzles and board games. I think you saw an example of a puzzle in the Grand Millennial. So some of these can actually cross over. And according to Etsy, searches for craft kits have been up. So people are still interested in crafts they can do at home. So definitely craft kits. So what to list specifically are vintage board games, chess and checkers, craft supplies, kitchen utensils, and baking tools like cookie cutters. So those are some good examples. And I think this Etsy article had some of those. Yeah, okay. So some of these articles, let me see. this Etsy article, you can, again, I will add this. So this Etsy article talks about some of those trends. So, and it talks about some of the specific items that I just talked about. So definitely look into that. All right. So the next one is shopping small and local. So this definitely helps us because a lot of us are small sellers. So not just local, but small. So several articles suggest that shoppers will be more focused this year on supporting causes and shops they believe in, which might include shopping secondhand and from small sellers. So highlight if your shop supports a good cause, definitely. And this might be also the time to, raise the prices a little bit to add for, some room for some charity giving. Maybe, I know eBay has Giving Works, which is really helpful. I love doing that I talked about that for breast cancer awareness and for other causes. So if you want to, so now is the time to get some of those Giving Works listings up. I would definitely, because I think people are going to be paying attention to that, and that might boost your holiday sales a little bit. So, and it's a win-win for everyone because you're giving to charity. So that's, so definitely, definitely get, highlight again if your shop does something like that. And then, okay. So Heather says that she just bought a bunch of interesting rubber stamps. Yeah, that definitely goes with our last trend. I would get those listed now. Any kind of craft items, I would definitely get listed now. Yep. Board games and toys. I think they sell always and they sell year round, but especially now with the trend towards those home type of items, those home activity type of items. Okay. And then the next one is going to be, and this one kind of fit into the grand millennial style too. Kind of a little bit of an overlap, but dramatic. So we're talking about elaborate tablescapes, jewels, tones, and rich colors and bright colors. So moving away from traditional Christmas color schemes. So here's, if I can get this article to come up. Okay. So here we go. This talks about, here we go. All right. Here we go. So you can see some of the bright colors there. Definitely, like some bold statement decor. Yeah. That you can see, so by dramatic, you can see it's very eclectic, lots of different prints, lots of different colors and styles. They're very bold, very, very, overstated, lots of gold, almost a little bit gaudy, I would say, but definitely bold. So these are some of the, this was a website, this is a floral site. So this all had to do with floral stuff, but here's another one here. This is from marthastewart.com. So this talks about the dramatic decor here. So it talks about if you scaled back your decorations last year in light of smaller guest lists and more understated tables, this year you can plan to go big and make up for it. We had many clients ask us about tablescape planning and decoration ideas. They want to show up and show out for their guests and celebrate. So we're seeing bigger, bolder, and more dramatic holiday trends. So yeah, I think people are tired. I think that kind of, psychologically makes sense because people are tired of being stuck inside. They're tired. Last year there was really no holiday entertaining. So I think, people just want to go big this year because they can do it. So aluminum Christmas tree and color wheel. Yeah. Those aluminum trees are always, they always do well. And Hanukkah trees sell too for Jewish people who want to put up a tree. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah. And I could see that. And I think that these same trends would apply to that too. Heather says she bought Christmas houses at World Market and added menorahs. Oh, I like that idea. I think actually, Heather, you showed us some pictures last year and I think we showed those on our show. So if you look at our holiday our holiday episode from last year. I think it's in there, so you can see Heather's pictures. So yeah, that's a really great idea. So all right, so those are that is it for the 10 trends. I hope that you got some inspiration for that from that for your thrifting and sourcing and reselling this year. So all right, so we do have some breaking thrifting news today. All right, and I can see that this episode is actually going to be a little bit shorter, which is probably a good thing for me because my head is starting to pound. So, all right. So our first story is, okay. So apparently, so Louis DeJoy is, all right, I'm just going to say it in the way I would say it. I think he's a pretty sketchy guy. So he, I wish that they would just get him out because the post office has not been doing as well since he's been in. And apparently, so he had apparently more than a dozen potential conflicts of interest upon taking charge of USPS. So he had investments in 14 companies that have done business with the U.S. Postal Service, and they believe that they point to potential conflicts of interest. So yeah, there's a whole string of controversies surrounding this guy. So this article talks about some of the specific companies and controversies and conflicts of interest. So his investments in the companies are worth more than $15,000 each, more than the limit allowed under federal law, which says government employees cannot hold stocks with a value of more than $15,000 without divesting or recusing themselves from matters involving that company. So that's kind of an issue. So I don't know. I hope they continue to investigate this guy, and I do hope that, I hope that they can, because he's not been doing good by us. So he is strong. Wow, I didn't know that. That's interesting. Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. So, and yes, Brian, no comment, but all right. So, yeah, I hope that he, because the post office, I mean, things just haven't, and now we're seeing this the price increase, the rate increases, the slowdown. And I know that we had a flooding issue here in New Jersey related to a Hurricane Ida. So I know that played into, and one of our main hubs in early September was completely shuttered. So all of my mail has been a mess, and it's been diverted. It's been really slow, extra slow because of that. So you guys might not be seeing quite that much, but I have had 4 packages lost since September. 4. That, you know how many I've had in the last 10 years lost? Probably less than that. So I'm really shocked that that's happened. And I just, it seems like they're getting slower and service isn't as good. The prices are raising. Things are just not doing. And so, I really think that we need someone in there that's going to do a better job and get things rolling again in the way that they should. So we'll see what happens with that. And then the next article is about, so I don't know. So this is the celebrity that we all know. If the article actually comes up, I don't know why everything's loading so slow today. Of course it is. So anyway, it talks about Nicole Richie, and she is going to be. She's actually launched a holiday collection with her Etsy shop. It's called the House of Harlow. It's a 1960 collab, like kind of like a vintage. And the article will not pull up now, of course. So we'll see. Okay, that's not. Nope. Okay. I will put the link to the article since it's just not going to pull up for me. I'll put the link to the article in the description so that you guys can see what that looks like. But basically, she has her own holiday collection with Etsy, which is kind of interesting. So, and yeah, the internet has a headache too, I would say so. Okay, that's not working. Oh, wow. So she got her company. Oh, okay. I didn't know she lost it either. So that's funny. Yeah, Jessica Simpson stuff does not do well on resale for me. So, all right. So our market report. So I am going to pull up, let's see. This is still trying to load. So I'm trying to get rid of that. All right. Maybe it'll pull up now. Okay, so this is Lola's listing. She apparently, and she's not here to talk about it, obviously, but so she sold this bumper sticker and keychain from the 1996 Atlanta Olympics. So it looks like it went for somewhere around $7.95 plus shipping. Nice little sale. And this is TDC off the shoulder blue floral dress in an extra large. So she sold that for $16 plus shipping. So another nice little sale. That's kind of cute. And then this is my sale. So this is actually, so I bought 3 of these Nintendo episode videos, DVDs off of Thrift to You. So they were $1 each plus shipping. And the other 2 are worth somewhere in the neighborhood of $20 a piece. So the one already sold for, I think, $24.99. So that was kind of the middle of the bunch. The next one is probably going to sell for somewhere between 15 and 20 going on comps. This one was the holy grail of the bunch. So it sells, it's apparently very rare and very sought out. And it sells for, it actually, I took an offer of 72. So it actually sold for $72, which I was happy with. I had put it up for 94 and I knew I was going to take an offer, and the comps were between 60 and 90-ish, so I knew it was going to sell somewhere in that neighborhood. So yeah, so I was happy with a DVD that I paid $1 for. I got $72 plus shipping. So I was thrilled with that sale this week. And that was like I was having I've had a slow week this week. And that was actually my sale of that, all of my sales for that day were this one sale, but I was happy with it. I was like, okay, this is a good day because I had this. So, and then this sale I had this week, this is a dress that I've had listed for a while, actually. I mean, a while as in the brick background on that photo is from my old house in Philadelphia that I haven't lived in for 2 years. So you can tell that it's been up for a while. So Rebecca Taylor is a brand that it's a higher end brand. And I'm surprised that it didn't sell, because when I found it, and I think I did pay $8.99 because I remember I got it at the Goodwill where everything is, where the dresses are all $8.99. So where they were at that time. So here's the label. So Rebecca Taylor, it was silk. It had a really cute print on it. I was really surprised it didn't sell sooner. It sat for a long time. I think I had it cross-listed on eBay. Finally sold. I took an offer of $22, and I was happy to see it go this week. So, and I think maybe part of the problem was it was a size 2. It was just a tiny size and a little bit harder to move. So, yes, well, that was a bolo. So bye, Heather. Thank you for tuning in. And let's see if there's any other comments in the chat here. Yeah. So Lori says over the past 2 weeks, her media mail packages are getting delivered faster than first class. Yeah. First class has definitely slowed down. And it's hard for me right now too, because Poshmark, I sell, so with Poshmark, with most other platforms other than eBay, with Poshmark, you have to wait till your item gets delivered, and then usually 3 days unless the buyer rates you. So when items are slow, like you're not getting your payouts either. So and it's been really slow the shipping has been really slow on Poshmark. I did have a customer service issue with a lost package on Poshmark, because one of my 4 missing packages was a Poshmark package. And I will talk about that next week. I don't want to give the whole story away, but I will say I was pleased with how Poshmark handled the issue. So, oh, okay. I didn't know. So Kirby GameCube games. Okay. Yeah, I don't know, Brian. So I don't know, Brian, if you are, I wasn't even familiar with Nintendo Kirby until I bought these DVDs. I happened to, you know, when they came up on Thrift to You, I looked up comps and I was like, okay, I'm grabbing that one for sure. And then I grabbed the other two because I knew that they would do decent. So I guess just that one particular one happens to be a bolo. So, and all right. So our question for you this week is, what trending holiday items have you thrifted recently? Let us know if you've found anything recently, even that's on this list, or if there's any other trends that, you know, that you want to let us know about. Let us know about those too. We'd love to hear from our viewers. So please reach out to us and let us know. And as always, you can find us everywhere. We are mostly Thrifty Nay and Run Lola Run on Poshmark, Mercari, and Depop. And I am Colbray Asterisk Dazzle, and Lola is low 2-phi on eBay. And we are nalothrifts@gmail.com. If you have an idea for an upcoming video, if you want to be a future guest, any other comments and questions, anything that you want, we love getting email from our viewers. We get so excited. We almost get giddy when we open our inbox and there's a viewer email. We're like, wow, we actually got a viewer email. It's very exciting. So please email us, and we love to hear from our viewers. And if you have any ideas for upcoming shows, please, by all means, let us know. We love to get ideas. So, and next week, again, we will be back with 10 reseller tips for great customer service. So that's going to be next Friday, the 29th, 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. And we will talk about some things that you can do to you know, handle some more difficult buyers or difficult experiences. And, you know, we'll be talking a little bit about experiences on different platforms. And there are different ways that you should handle things according to platform too. So that does make a difference, but we'll talk about that next week. So, wow. Okay, well, that's a good bolo, Brian. And thanks for watching, Henry. Hopefully I will feel better. And thank you. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for tuning in and sticking with just me this week. I hope everyone has a great week, and we will see you next week. Thanks. Bye.